say, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You are everything to me. Yeah. You're wonderful. You're wonderful. So wonderful. You are everything that we need. You're the hope of salvation. The light of
Father, we bless your name. Somebody give him glory. As we love on you, receive our love, receive our love. And as we shout your name, receive our praises, receive our praises as we love on you. Receive our love, receive our love, receive our love. And as we shout your name, receive our praises, receive our praises, 'cause your name is high. Be glorified. No other name like yours. No other name like yours. Your name is high. Be glorified. You are great, greatly to be praised. We lift your name.
One of the things I want to talk about today is what it feels like to get knocked down. What it feels like to pick yourself up off the ground in a relationship. I want to talk about that because relationships are indicative to everything else that we love and that we value in life. Most people, and I said it last week, that most people don't understand that we really need this. This is not a want. Relationships with other people is a need. God created you to be like that. You have a void on the inside of you that only other people can fill. But the biggest void that you have on the inside of you is the one that only God can fill. We were born with a God-sized hole in our heart and in our life and in our purpose that only God could fit. The problem is most times people try to stick other things in there, and I have too. I've tried to put other things in God's place, and it didn't work. It felt good for a while. I ain't gonna lie. It was a lot of fun, but oh my God, I had to pay for it. You reap what you sow. I sowed in corruption, and I reaped corruption in my life. I sowed into evil, and evil prospered in my life. I sowed into wrong, and wrong prospered in my life because giving works. You can give positively and get it back, or you can give negatively and give it back. I've done both, and I've decided for the rest of my life, my goal is to give to God in every form that it comes. And my relationships with others have been enriched because of my relationship with God. God has taught me how not to be too angry. I used to be so pissed and mad. Can I say pissed on TV? If I can't, they'll edit it. I used to be so upset all the time and angry, and I didn't know why. I had a chip on my shoulder. Have you ever been like that? I mean, I'm serious, a chip, like easily aggravated, easily frustrated because I was unhappy. I didn't know it. I was deeply unhappy. I was unhappy to my DNA. And I can't blame anybody. My unhappiness is no one else's fault. It was no one else's fault. Why am I telling you this? Because your unhappiness is your fault. If you ain't happy, it's on you. I don't care. It's on you, just like it was on me. I can't blame nobody else for my happiness. Nobody else is responsible for my happiness or your happiness. You are responsible for it. You are responsible. And people in relationships shouldn't make you happy to complete you. You should be complete already. They could be complete already. Y'all come together and make gumbo. It is the icing on the cake for your life. Another individual, you do need them, but they should be an addition to your life, not your life. My life belongs to God, not a woman. My life belongs to God, not a church. My life belongs to God, not a man. My life belongs to God, not you. My happiness and your happiness is derived from what you do. So let's get working. Y'all want to work with me? Number one, happiness starts intrinsically. Happiness starts from the inside. Most people look for happiness externally, but happiness doesn't come from external places. That's why you can put a depressed person in a very expensive car. They still depressed. You can put a suicidal person in a nice suite at a hotel. They're still suicidal. You can put a person that is broken-hearted in a mansion. They're going to be broken-hearted in a mansion. It is not the car, the money, the stuff that brings the happiness and the fulfillment. It is a tool. It is not the clothes that make you. It was never the clothes. It's only cotton. How many types of cotton do they make? It's only leather. How many different types of cows do they have? It's only leather. It's only crocodile. Either it's a crocodile for $50,000 or it's a crocodile for $2. It's a crocodile somebody shot in a pond and made you a bag for 6 cents, or it's the same crocodile they sent to Europe and they charge you a Birkin price. Why am I saying this? That is not where fulfillment comes from. Fulfillment comes from inside of you. How do I know? You have a reservoir of power in you. You have abilities. You have things that God has given you before he formed you. There's a guy in the Bible, I love him. His name is Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a teenager. He was about 16, 17 years old, I believe, when God called him. And Jeremiah said, I'm only a boy and I'm afraid. And God said, before I formed you in the belly of your mother, I knew you. I sanctified you. I set you apart for something sacred. Can I challenge you with this? You may be broken. I've been there. But God's called you for something great. I remember being on the floor broken, and God says, but I still called you for something great. Tears running down my face. God says, but I still called you for something great. There's greatness in you. You got to believe it. I'm going to say it to you 5 times. There's greatness in you. There's greatness in you. There's greatness in you. There's greatness in you. How many times is that? 4? There is greatness in you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, you can't do anything about the greatness, but you can determine if the greatness can be seen to the world or will it just be yours. If you keep your greatness to you, you'll be unhappy. But if you give your greatness to the world, this is what God does. Giving does this. When you're connected to the Spirit of God, you understand that you are connected to an unrestricted flow of ideas, an unrestricted flow of love. There is a reservoir of power in you. If you keep it to yourself, it spoils like milk. But if you give it, if you sow it into the world, it multiplies. Have you ever heard of Whitney Houston? Have you ever heard of Whitney Houston? What's the Houston song? What's the Whitney Houston song everybody loves? What's the Whitney Houston song? What is it? Tell me. What is it? What is it? I want to feel the heat with somebody. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Somebody to love me. You know what? If she was singing that by herself, who cares? Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. You see that? So, you know why we love it? Because she gave it to the world. She gave it. It didn't spoil on the inside of her. Maybe you are depressed because what's in you is spoiling. I've been there. I wrote a book. What happened to your dreams? Go to Amazon and get it. I was there. I was spoiling like milk. All of this in me was dying being a church man. It was dying being religious. It was dying being a pastor. All this stuff in me was spoiling like milk, and God said, I called you to be more. That's how you feel? How do you feel about that? You can't get the answers from your horizontal relationships. You can't get it. People going to tell you things because they love you, and it's going to be wrong, sincerely wrong. They're going to tell you things like, that's not your life. They're going to tell you things like, stick with the vision of the family. They're going to tell you stuff like, I remember when you used to be. But what is God saying? They're going to tell you that's not for you. Why can't you be a millionaire? Why can't you be a TV producer? Why can't you be a filmmaker? Why can't you be a businessman? Why can't you be an oil tycoon? Why can't you have the best fried chicken in the nation? Why can't you make the best grits in the world? Why can't you be a designer? Who said you couldn't do it? Why do you think other people can and you can't? You know the difference between them and you? They listen to God, even if they didn't know it was God. And they listen to themselves. So today I want to talk to you about how to listen to God and how to listen to you. You have to work on your cross, your vertical relationship and your horizontal relationship. Here we go. Now, you have to put confidence in you and your abilities. What do you do well right now? We're about to expand it. Come on. Think about it. What do you do well? Maybe you cook. Maybe you clean. Maybe you stitch. Let's just do base stuff that people make billions of dollars for. People have billions of dollars that stitch. They just stitched. All they do is stitch. They do all the leather in your car you made, you just bought. You see the stitching in your bag? They started stitching at home. Look down at your shoes. Look down at your jeans. That's all they did was stitch. But they found their sauce. How? Let me unlock you. They didn't find it by talking to these people because nobody knows what you need but you. And I'm not telling y'all all this in this talk. You're going to have to get this later. I'm working on one for you. No, who knows really what you need but you? How did the person that stitched decide this is what I'm going to do with my life? My mama said, their mother may have said, I want you to be a doctor. I stitch. But I want you to be an attorney, but I stitch. No, I want you to go to the NFL like I did, son. I stitch. Well, women stitch. Now, I'm a man that stitch. Well, other ethnicity stitch, I stitch. Well, that's for them. No, I stitch. There are billion-dollar stitchers right now. Why am I telling you this? God gave you a superpower and a gift, but if you don't tap into it with a relationship with him, you're going to get in trouble. You know how many people helped me mismanage my gifts? Do you know how much pain that I went through letting people handle me that didn't know how? Do you know how many mistakes I've made listening to people who love me, but they didn't know what they was talking about? They didn't have the experience to be talking to me. I should have been talking to God, and it's my fault. It ain't their fault. I went to them, and I heard God telling me. I remember hearing them say, I'll never forget it. I was in my father's driveway. I was opening Oasis. We were 5 years old. The church was booming. And I'm asking, I just got a need to know because I want to get it right. And I remember sitting in this driveway, and God spoke to me clear. He says, when you gonna ask me first? You come to me last like I ain't nobody. You ask your mama, your daddy, your cousins, your friends, your members. You talk to everybody first but me. You make me sick with that. And I'm blessing you anyway. Look at your church. You have grown 1,000 people with nothing, from nothing, in 4 years. You started broke and you still won't listen to me. You was broke. You didn't have nothing. You didn't have a pot or a window, and I blessed you. And you got the nerve to ask your mama? You got the nerve to ask your daddy? You got the nerve to ask your people? And you didn't ask me. He said, start asking me first. It took me some years because sometimes we can be in a rut. This is all I know. It's all I do. We can be in a rut. All I knew was to do that. I was raised to be like this. We think as a family, this is the way it's done. But there's sometimes in your life, you have to only talk to God. And when you do, you become more attractive. One of the things that you'll get is confidence. How about that? Where are you not confident in your life? Where is that one area where you're not confident? Maybe like the guy on the porch. In the Bible, Jesus runs up on this cat on the porch for 38 years and says, why are you still sick? You've been crippled for 38 years, paraplegic. He lies. He says, Jesus, every time the water's troubled, somebody get in first. The Bible never said he only healed one person. That was a lie. The Bible didn't never say that. That was his excuse. And Jesus said, where's your faith? Get up your bed and walk. It took Jesus. He may have met thousands of people coming to the pool, but it took Jesus to unlock him. It took one conversation to get up. It took one, take up your bed and walk. The father who had a demon-possessed son, he says, where's your faith? He says, I believe. Help me with my unbelief. See, these guys was talking to Jesus. Rahab the harlot, the woman at the well, all of these people left rules and went to relationships. I'm a Samaritan woman. You can't talk to me, Jesus. You can't talk. We don't talk to each other. It was the racist time, just like now. It was prejudice, racial tension, just like 2021. Racial, George Floyd-ish tension. George Floyd-ish tension with this Samaritan woman. Here Jesus comes to the well and says, I know you thirsty. You've been smashing and smashing and smashing and having a good old time because you thirsty. But it's all right to be thirsty because when you talking to everybody else and not God, you're going to be missing something. But Jesus said, you got me now. I'm going to give you water and you'll never thirst again. Vertical. That woman left Jesus and all of her horizontal relationships changed. The man she thought she was addicted to sexually, she was able to go home and say, this is over. The other man that would abuse her and beat her up, she was able to say, this is done. The other man that took all her money and resources, she was able, after she left Jesus, to say, this is over. Her church that she left, that she didn't want to go to no more, she went back to church and said, I got to serve because I've been healed. I got in touch with Jesus, horizontal. Then she goes home. She goes home to her family and say, you know what, mama different, auntie different, sister different. She goes to her friends. She go to her sorority sisters and say, baby, the things we were learning, we were pledging, I know I didn't get it, but I got it now. How did you get it? I heard about Jesus. And the kingdom expands because of one person. God's going to expand the kingdom because of you. The last thing that you got to do, well, the next thing, you know how I do it. When I'm teaching, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 5. Don't ever count them. Just get the point. Here we go. So number 10 or 50. Is you have to count on something other than you. And you got to count on something more powerful than you. Jesus. It was Jesus that saved me. If you're a rapper, man, let me tell you something. You know half of your stuff you got at church. Stop playing with me, dude. You got it at church in relationship with God. God gave you them raps. He gave you the lyrics. You learned it in church. You know you did. I can hear it. I hear the chords. I hear them chords in your music. I hear the chords in your songs. When you're talking about love, I hear it. I hear it. I can hear it. I can feel the vibe. You got that from church. God gave you that, and now you're rich. And he's requiring you just to do one thing. Tell somebody about Jesus. Do what the widow did. Leave and tell. Do what blind Bartimaeus. You know you was blind. I don't care if you're a rap star. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter about your weed and your gold and whatever you do, your women, whatever. That don't matter to God like that. If it mattered to God like that, why did he bless you? Because you know you prayed for them beats. You rolled that joint up, you got your Henny, you went in the studio and you went in your corner and you said, Lord, I need a hit. And he gave it to you. What shall I render for all his benefits? I know you ain't never heard no preacher say this. I'm the unlocker. God ain't like that. He's not intimidated by no doggone, no club. Come on, preachers, come on at me. Get mad. Because listen, get mad, pastors. God ain't intimidated about no club. He ain't intimidated about no bar. He's not intimidated about it. He don't care. He'll go to the bar with him. He's not intimidated by no crack house, no whore house, or no heroin house. He will go in them houses, and people will come out healed. Somebody say amen, because he came in the whole house and got you. The drug house and got you. He came in the house and got me. What are you going to do now? Let me tell you what you're going to do. Pray. I can't give it all to you today. You need to come to YouTube. I need you to go to my YouTube channel so you can get content that I can't put on TV. You got to make a decision to obey what he say. It doesn't matter about how perfect you are or not. I'm not perfect either. I'm up here. I ain't got all it together in my life, but I'm here. You can too. I done had some stuff happen in my life. I've done some stuff too. I'm going for it. Come on. Come on, man. You got to be willing to leave something you love to grab on to something you need. You got to be willing to leave something you love to grab on to something new that you need. What are you willing to let go? Some of you think it's what are you willing to do to get it, but you got to ask yourself, what am I willing to lose? What pain am I willing to put myself through to be great? Then you go to the gym. Do you remember when you was working out and your muscles was hurting, and your arms was hurting, your legs was hurting, you was sweating, and you felt like you was going to throw up, you was tired, but you kept going. You know why? Because you knew this was going to pay off. You put yourself through the pain up front. You know how to do it. You did it already. You put yourself through the pain of college. You knew it was going to cost you money. You sold into that. Sow into his kingdom. Give into his kingdom. You paid tuition. You knew you was going to have to go to class, listen to a professor, go through all the drama, and you act like you can't do it now for God. Yes, you can. Nobody told you could. The key to your happiness is in you doing that. You ain't never going to be happy till you do it. You ain't never going to have nothing till you do it. I know it ain't popular to say, but who else going to say it? You ain't ever going to have nothing until you learn how to be a tither. You're going to always struggle with money. Because for you, God wants you. You're so special to God, he ain't going to do it for you no other way except you learn the principle. And then you're going to always be hurting, always. And as long as you refuse wisdom. The Bible teaches us, Solomon teaches us to chase wisdom. I chase it. I chase the truth. It hurts sometimes, but the truth make me free. It'll make you free. And then the last one, man, I got to holler at you. When you going to be strong for real? All you got is biceps and triceps and you hung low. That's all you got. When you going to be strong for real? You can bench 800 pounds, but you're weak inside. You ain't no man for real, you weak. All you can lift is weights and legs. You can lift weights and legs, but you can't lift spirit. You can't lift attitude. You can't lift heart. You can't lift money. You can't lift up a worship. You can't lift up a praise. You can't lift yourself. All you can lift is weights and legs. How's that working for you? That stuff get old. God wants you to have substance in your life. And let me tell you how to get it, and I got to stop. You're going to have to tune in next week because I have so much more to give you. You got to tune in. I don't even want to change clothes. You got to tune in next week. I'm going to change, but I don't even want to. I want to keep rolling. You got to listen next week. I'm going to give you the rest. Listen, I want to challenge you to give. I want to ask you to give a $100 seed into this ministry. Why? Why would you do something like that for this kind of information? Why would you do something like this? Because you appreciate and you have gratitude for what this is doing for you. Why would you give $100? So you can make sure that we can continue to work this work. I'm asking you for your help because this is going to take millions of dollars to do for us to unlock the world. God has given me a vision to unlock the world with this. I'm not stopping. You know me. I'm not going to quit. I need your help. When you sow and you give, we're going to put that money to work so we can continue to unlock the world. My name is Anthony Murray. I appreciate your tithing, which is 10%. I appreciate it. It's 10% of our gross. I had somebody call me the other day and they said, what do I do with my tithe? They're a heavy tithe. They're like, I'm making good money. Do I tithe off my net or my gross? I say, well, I tithe off my gross. So when it's time for me to handle my business, at the end of the year, it's already done. I don't want anything in front of God's money. I don't want nothing. I'm giving him his first 10%. Is small because I keep 90. 10% is small. I keep 90 for the blessing. I'm going to get that seed out first. God is into firsts. He's into the best. He don't give you scraps. Don't give it to him. God expects, and he only will receive your best. I want you to get a $100 seed. I want you to get your tithe, and I want you to send it. They're going to have the information below, and I'm going to see you next week. My name is Anthony Murray, and you have just been unlocked. I'll see you soon.
Family, I know that you were blessed by the experience today. I know the worship was amazing and the message, understanding relationship over rules. Listen, one of the biggest points that unlocked me today was learning how to focus and prioritize my vertical relationship with God first. Listen, I want to make sure that you take this opportunity to give. Here's why. We're in the midst of the Go campaign, and it's all about taking this unlocking message, this message of relationship over rules to the entire world. And we need your help to do it. Listen, I want you to text Oasis Go to 52886. And I want to remind you about our next in-person service. It's July 18th at 9 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. That's right. We are coming together for Oasis indoors. We cannot wait to see you there. Make sure you follow Pastor Anthony on YouTube as he's got content that's unlocking us every single day. Listen, go to his YouTube page right now and make sure you subscribe. And last but not least, if you receive salvation today, we've got an entire family that wants to walk with you. Right now, text the word SAVED to 52886. We've got ministers and prayer partners that are ready to walk with you on your new journey. And repeat after me, we're going to the edge, educating, demonstrating God effectively. Consider yourself dismissed.